a lot of people when confused about a teaching that they learned, you know, want to confirm it, you know, confused of how to confirm it, you know. Some people, you know, they they rely on signs or miracles, you know, trying to like, oh God, if this is wrong, you know, tell me, you know, and like actually hoping that they hear a voice telling them that's wrong. Or some, you know, just go off a straight feeling like, that doesn't really feel the right way, you know. But I want to say that you shouldn't do either. While sometimes this can work, most of the time it's not really, you know. If you want to confirm a teaching, you should go back to the source. When I say that, I mean not only praying about it, but also going to the Word to read. If you want to learn more about God, or whether that teaching is righteous or not, or that teaching is from God, go back to the Word and read. That's the only way that you'll ever truly confirm it. Like I said, hope you enjoyed the video and have a blessed day. I was originally gonna talk about Jujika no Rokunin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know, I kind of realized that this isn't a thing that only happens in Jujika, you know. So, you know, let's get into it, bro. I've kind of come to the conclusion that, a lot of people just don't want to see their characters happy, you know. Like, when will my favorite characters finally get some peace, bro? You know, I know Goku's happy, you know, he enjoys fighting people, you know, but Naruto, Jujika, let's talk about my man's Irma first. Alright, so, Irma from Jujika no Rokunin, however you say it. I can't recommend this manga to everybody because it's a revenge manga. Not a lot of people are going to like it, you know. A lot of people like don't really like revenge manga, you know, and find it bland or boring. Plus, there's a lot of depraved actions in there, so you know, can't really recommend it. But it does have some good art, and I somewhat enjoy the story. I enjoy the character of Irma, you know. A lot of people who read it kind of don't like him because, well, not I want to say don't like him, but don't like the fact that he's just human. I feel like this, like there's they expect him to do some like inhuman things, which he has done before, but at the end of the day, he's still human. He can be outwitted, bro. And I feel like a lot of people just kind of don't understand that, you know. He's a very strong character, you know, for a human in an anime, but he's still just human. He can be outwitted, he can be killed, you know. Plus, a lot of the times that he ever actually gets like messed over, it's usually when he's tired or like when he's nerfed, you know. One thing that a lot of people who have an issue with the manga complain about is the fact that the antagonist of the manga, you know, who's, I'm not gonna lie, he's basically a stand-in for Satan himself, bro. Like every evil kid or every evil character in the book is literally only because of his existence. They probably would have gotten over whatever was wrong with them, you know. They probably would have grown up, you know, gotten over it and stopped being such a weird character, you know, and not do all these depraved actions if it was simply not for the existence of him and him alone. And a lot of people say like, oh, he's the main character, he must be the main character since Irma just seems to never be able to kill him. Like, bro, it's just the fact that every time they ever encounter each other, it's always when Irma's nerfed because he gets outsmarted by the guy every time. every time, bro. But you know, that's besides the point. You know, I just want to get that part off my chest. Uh, Something I've realized is that a lot of the people who watch it glaze the 14-year-old version of the character rather than the 20-year-old version of the character, and I think it's because of the fact that the older version of the character actually acts human. The 14-year-old the character, like that, like his happiest moments were when he was older, you know, and he forgot all his memories. He lost all his memories, and he was just kind of just sitting with his friends. Those were like kind of his happiest moments. And that was kind of my favorite part of the manga, because instead of having this traumatized child sitting here, you know, seeking for revenge, you know, he finally was able to live in peace, at least for a little bit, you know. And it made me happy, made me smile, you know, not having to see him sit there, struggle, lose so many people close to him, and just be able to, you know, overcome that well, not overcome, but be able to let go of that his old past, you know, everything that happened to him. Made me happy, made me smile. But then when I look at the comments, or I look at, you know, people's opinion about this, they usually glaze the 14-year-old version of him, which was his most inhuman years, where he was just so focused on rage and revenge and killing that he had this look to him that, you know, made him seem inhuman. This aura to him that just made him seem like this emotionless character, this brat, you know. And it was his sad, and the funny thing is, it was his saddest moments. Those were his saddest moments, bro. He lost a woman that he was actually like somewhat interested in. He gave in to lust and regretted it, like right afterwards. He lost his best friend. Like his best friend tried to, his best friend kind of just switched up on him. Like those were not very happy moments for him, and yet like they're sitting there clapping, applauding, like, dude, this is the peak. Like I'm so happy that this character's going through all this struggle, man. Wow, like, you know, and everybody, you know, has their own opinions, everybody has their own taste, but, you know, and I found it interesting, but I really liked it when he finally found happiness, you know. He finally found that joy, that peace, man. And it saddens me that people, you know, don't really feel the same way, you know. I really like his older version, his older counterpart, because he shows a lot more human emotion, you know. He doesn't really look like that same old empty-eyed murderer. And saddens me that people don't feel like that, bro. Like they just like, but what can you really expect, you know? Because a lot of these people are probably like really like kids, so focused on my darkest demons, they're coming out to kill you. No, don't you dare talk about my waifu like that. You know, they're probably like those the anime fans before anime got popular kind of thing, you know. On a real note, but I remember when anime wasn't really all that popular, bro, and I used to search up Goku and Vegeta, and all I would see is a bunch of gay stuff, bro. Oh my god, bro, I hated those days, bro. Same thing with Naruto and Sasuke, or Sonic and Shadow, bro. Like, yo, those people were so weird, bro. And I feel like that's a reason why I didn't like the My Hero fandom, because they reminded me of that prime time, bro. They reminded me of that prime time where if you searched up a character in another character, it would just be homosexual. Like, you wouldn't see any cool pictures, you wouldn't see them posted up, you know, chilling with each other, doing some cool pose. No, you just see them like kissing, bro. I hated days like that. I truly did. New max stage. So I'm playing Tap Titans right now. But yeah, not only that. Wait, hold up. I got off track. Anyways, but yeah, they're like, those are like the people who probably watch or read Jujika are those like edgy losers, you know, those kind of people, you know. Those, you know, I'm not one of them, you know, because I'm cool for real, you know. I'm built different, you know, by the grace of God. But on a real note, but it's most likely a bunch of edgy teenagers trying to be like, you know, emo or whatever, you know, those furries that how do I describe this? Those furries that people don't like. Yes, that's the way. That's I think that's the best way I could really convey that, you know? Yeah, those furries that people don't like, you know. The little edgy hold up, no. I feel like I got the people who watch who read Jujutsu no Ronin in like the 14-year-old version more are the type of people who are like who'd sit there and dance that one bendy song like that one black kid and that other white kid did, bro. Oh my god, bro! It was that's a I wouldn't really call that niche knowledge, but because it's been like everyone on Instagram, but you get the point. They're not really people who can really they aren't looking for a good story, they're looking for something edgy, basically, you know. And they're more focused on seeing the kills rather than seeing the character development, which tends to ruin stories. People like that tend to ruin stories. Now, but you know, that's just one case of people not really wanting to see characters happy. Another case is a Naruto Uzumaki, bro. My man's Naruto Uzumaki, bro. I love that character, bro. I truly do, bro. I've watched him since I was a kid, bro. And overall, he's really my favorite anime character, really my favorite anime in general, you know, despite what people will say, like, I don't know why, it's not even people, it's usually women anime fans that will really sit there and have the audacity to say that if you like Dragon Ball, Naruto, or Bleach, and they're in like your top 3 your favorite anime of all time, then you probably haven't watched anime. I've been watching anime since I was a child, so have my friends, and they still have Bleach. They have Bleach, Naruto, and Dragon Ball. All of them have at least one of them. Oh man, in One Piece, all of them have at least one of them in their top 3, bro. And the people who say that are usually the My Hero gooners, bro. You're a grown woman gooning to a 16-year-old boy. What is wrong with you, bro? You're disgusting. I should spit on you. Regardless, back to Naruto. The man's Naruto, bro. This man had his parents die in front of him as a baby. Grew up with no money. Didn't really have friends until he was around the age of like, what, 12? And he was poor. I already said no money. Sorry. And he was a dunce, you know. Despite what people say, he was actually tortured by that dang fox. If the fox wasn't there, he probably would have been a star child, or at least would have been a happier child. The point is that Naruto went through a lot of struggle with that Nine Tails, and eventually he befriended it. Eventually, at some point, he managed to turn his whole life around, despite all the struggles, all the pain, and all the pressure, all the issues he had to go through. He managed to turn his life around, and he finally reached his dream, bro. He finally became Hokage. You know, he finally had his wife, his child, well, his 2 children. He befriended the Nine Tails. His friend was back. He was living his dream. Years later, this man is still fighting. Now, of course, he doesn't really mind fighting, you know. I'm pretty sure he'd rather not fight because he's been fighting all his life, you know. He never has made a claim or even a statement that he enjoys fighting. He always wanted peace for everybody, you know. Now, sparring, that's a different thing. But fighting with people's lives on the line, I'm pretty sure he never enjoyed that, bro. He just wanted peace for people. But, he still goes though. He still continues to battle though. He continues to fight. because it's his job as a Hokage. Now, after all this struggle, you know how he's rewarded? He's rewarded with getting sealed in a like, bro, he's rewarded with his best friend dying, you know. And I'm not talking about Sasuke, I'm talking about Kurama, bro, because he's been there since he was a child, bro. He watched him grow up, bro. That's the closest thing he really has to a father, to be honest. But he's rewarded with his best friend dying, him being nerfed, and him being sealed by the adopted child that he decided to take care of. Him and his wife actually being sealed. Oh yeah, while his son is getting hunted down. That's how he's rewarded. And the creator of the freaking manga decided to do nothing with my favorite character, bro. He decided, you know, instead of, you know, giving my this respected character a power up, how about we just seal him away in a place that has no time? Which on numerous, I guarantee you, Naruto should be faster than that. He should be so fast that he should be able to move in time, bro. But you know, let's not even get into that. Let's not even get into that argument. You know, if Naruto does not come out of that portal with a power up, I'm not counting as Boruto as canon, bro. Nobody can sit there and try to have a conversation with me about Boruto, because I'm gonna ask them, what is that? What is that? You know, I just remember, you know, Naruto just lived as a Hokage happily ever after with his family, and it was just like the strongest character ever. You know, that's what's gonna be that's what's gonna be canon to me. If Naruto does not come out of there with some sort of power up, you know, if it's not revealed that Naruto was sitting there training in that space, I'm gonna be mad, bro. I'm sorry. Like, why can't they just let my characters just be happy, bro? Like, the only character that I can really think that is happy is Kazuma. He's surrounded by his friends. He doesn't have everything he wants. Of course, he doesn't have everything he wants, but he's happy. He has his friends. He has a girl that he's interested in. You know, he has his money. Well, he's actually in debt, but he's working out of that debt with his friends. You know, he loves his friends. He keeps them dear to him. He's happy. But Naruto, Irma, why can't they be happy, bro? Why can't they live in peace, bro? Why couldn't you just have ended it with the movie? Actually, I don't even mind you not ending it with the movie. I mind you not letting Naruto stay the main character, so it was going to be guaranteed that he was going to sit there and continue to do his duty as a Hokage, bro. Continue to live out his dream as a Hokage. But no, you had to sabotage him. Like, you know what, man? Let's put all this pressure on his son that he cares for deeply. Like, let him be happy, bro. Like, Goku's happy. He's sitting there fighting for, you know, he's sitting there continuously fighting, getting stronger, while his children are actually sitting there enjoying their lives, you know, going to school, you know, going to, you know, do their studies, do whatever they want, you know, being heroes. But Naruto, this man's just sitting here suffering. Ichigo's happy. He has his wife, his kids, and he's still sitting there doing his thing as a Soul Reaper. He even has his own job. But Naruto can't be happy. Like, I guarantee y'all, bro, Boruto's not canon, bro. Like, if Naruto does not come out of there with some superpower, or Naruto dies, like, without, you know, him being Hokage, well, I mean, without him, like, killing, you know, the Otsutsuki or something, bro, like, it's just not canon. It's just that simple. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Jesus loves you, and have a blessed day.